Imagine an eternity of pushing a boulder up a mountain. It seems impossible. Students who are pushed ahead without knowing the material feel the same way about their situation. This feeling is brought on by the struggle that students have in their daily classes, and the burden that they feel is put onto others. For these reasons, as well as others, elementary students should repeat the grade if they fail their primary subjects. One of the biggest issues students face is not being strong with their basic knowledge and then struggling in their future classes. The greatest challenge facing America's school today isn't the budget crisis or standardized testing or even teacher quality. It's the enormous variation in the academic level of students coming into any given classroom. American students have no consistency in terms of achievement. While some kids are struggling to understand, others are trying to further their learning. Grade retention is strongly discouraged. However, it is plainly apparent that some students are unprepared. Additionally, the vast amount of money spent on tutoring every year due to failure of not being able to have a clear conception of a primary subject is a major headache among students. There are many options for choosing a tutor, but it is very difficult to find one that fits your learning style and budget. The average cost for a certified teacher is $75 per hour. However, all these fees can be avoided if a student is in the correct level of learning. Many students tend to struggle because they cannot grasp the knowledge as easily as advanced students. Many students go to school and they do not understand the material that they are learning. Several students tune to their parents for help, but their guardians may not be able to help them with the schoolwork because the current curriculum is very different from what it used to be, or the parent may have been taught differently. Students come home and struggle with their homework because they don't understand it, and therefore a tutor is hired, and it is certainly not cheap to hire one. All of this can be avoided by placing a student in a class that is suitable for their learning abilities. Financial woes and extra money spent on summer schools, tutors, and extra study material is a huge burden on a student. Moreover, it is very difficult to teach students who are at different learning levels. By the 4th grade, public school children who score among the top 10% of students on the National Assessment of Educational Progress are reading at least 6 grade levels above those in the bottom 10%. For a teacher with both types of student in her classroom, that means trying to challenge kids ready for middle school work while at the same time helping others to decode. Teaching students at varied skill levels require both extensive training and planning. It can be overwhelming for teachers as they attempt the different lessons. The range is simply too much for the average teacher. Ultimately, there is an overwhelming evidence as to why elementary students should repeat the grade if they fail their primary subjects. If students aren't strong with basic knowledge, they will struggle in their future classes. Financial distress can be avoided in the future if a student has a firm grip of their knowledge in the present, and it is very difficult to teach students who are at different learning levels. Elementary students should be held back if they fail a primary subject because it benefits a student's emotional and intellectual development. In essence, students who are pushed too far at a quick pace will stumble, and this will result in regret and loss of motivation. The ultimate goal of the education system is to help students, not harm them, and repeating a grade will help them achieve success in the future.